Soil is supporting those trees, supporting the animals that are living in those woods. It's indirectly supporting you with food. What are our major functions of a healthy soil? Some of the major functions, we're talking about storing water, cycling nutrients, and growing healthy plants. How do we get to soil health? What is involved in that soil health? Well, there's about 4 principles that will apply no matter the land use or the soil type, whether you've got timber, whether you've got row crop, whether you've got pasture. So it doesn't matter if you are on the top of a sandy ridge or you are in the bottom with a wetland. So soil health principles will apply no matter what. First one is minimizing disturbance. The second one is maximizing soil cover. The third one is to maximize living roots. And the fourth one is to maximize diversity. You say, well, that's great. I've got trees, I've got woods. I should be going right through there on soil health. I should be hitting every single one of those no matter what I do. We're going to focus briefly on the first 2 principles that protect the soil habitat in order to protect that forest. So that's going to mean by managing more, by disturbing less, and keeping that soil covered as much as possible. Those soil disturbances are driven by management practices, whether it's selective cutting, clear cutting, designating an area to load out, cutting roads and trails, burning, whether it's a prescribed burn or whether it's an unintentional wildfire. All these are disturbances, but and they have to go along with managing a forest. So we can't just say, no, we're not going to have any disturbances. Disturbance is part of managing a forest. So they've got impacts and consequences, both beneficial and negative. So how we manage those disturbances matters in the long term on that forest health. Disturbances from thinning, from harvesting, any kind of cutting of roads and trails, that can lead to compaction and erosion if we're not careful on our management practices. So this is worst case scenario. That's what we don't want to see when we go out there, is somebody that's clear cut everything and let one small little drain turn into a gully, and then we've lost acres and acres of ground. So when we lose soil, we lose productivity, we lose nutrients, and it harms plant growth. So all those negative impacts can really start adding up for our long-term forest. Maximizing soil cover. We want to protect the soil surface. So the leaf litter, the dung on the forest floor, is crucial for protecting that soil surface, keeping that surface covered and not bare. So that leaf litter is providing habitat for all sorts of soil critters, as I call them, whether it's animals, insects, worms, fungi, bacteria. They're all part of the food chain or food web within that forest. And so they're doing the nutrient cycling. They are the ones building the organic matter for those soils. And it's an ongoing process. As those tiny little buggies start eating the leaf litter, they start moving the organic matter through the system. They are cycling the nutrients. So that's how our trees still end up getting fed long term, is because of what's going on that forest floor. When the leaf litter is covering that forest floor, we're protecting the soil from raindrop impact. Protecting it from raindrop impact leads to a protection against erosion. So that's why we see these stream buffers. We want to protect against erosion. We don't want that water moving through those woods so quickly that all that water takes that leaf litter off and sends it on downstream. We want it protecting the soil surface. With that, it's slowing water runoff, and as the leaf litter decomposes into organic matter, it's going to increase water holding capacity. We want water to go into the soil. We don't want it all running off downhill into the creek as fast as it can go. We want it to move into the soil profile. We're not out there irrigating a tract of timber like we'd irrigate a plot of corn. It doesn't work that way. So we need every drop of rainfall we can get on some of these dry, sandy ridges. How do you get that? Make sure you don't have a compacted soil. Make sure you're protecting against erosion, getting that rainfall into your soil. help you achieve your long-term goal, whether it's with NRCS or consulting forester. Forest management plan all the way around from the soils up is going to benefit you.